up.
Oh,
It was no, it was heavy. No, when they picked it up, they put it in the bucket. I forget which day it was, and we thought it was going to be really light, and then we went to pick it up. It was very heavy. Ooh, what do we got here?
Oh, it's a
oh my gosh,
polychaete?
looks like it's a polychaete.
Oh,
It sure
big.
does.
You want to get a good view of this?
Big one. Look how large that is.
It looks like it is.
The ones I've seen in the water column.
So I'm going to try to actually do snap
like
zooms now to
3
identify.
centimeters long. That one looks like it's like
And
at least
then
It's almost 10
set
12.
myself up before we begin the
It's
zoom.
big, yeah.
The 2 dots are
So we don't
10.
have
Yeah, we
the
would like to
awkward,
get we would like to get in and close and look at that, please.
If we can.
Yeah,
If we can.
dance.
We are moving.
If we can.
The pilots are great. What they're doing is orienting the D2s so that a huge high-def camera right in the middle of the frame in the front of the D2 is pointed down toward whatever feature we want to look at. And then the videographers will zoom the camera to bring you these fabulous images.
Okay, you can go in video.
Oh, this is nice, Shirley.
Oh my gosh, really beautiful.
Isn't that? Look at the legs. They're everywhere.
Okay, whatever you'd like video.
Wow, this is huge.
Diva Amon says, "Oh, big, beautiful polynoid polychaete."
We tilt down just a touch to get the rest of his face.
You can see the
Perfect.
segments. Oh my gosh.
That's right.
Yep,
This
it is over 10 centimeters long.
Oh, boy. And Tara Smithy, our videographer, is taking a phenomenal image of this. This is great. Now, Shirley, look at the bottom of this. You see the white blob kind of just above
You mean-
the head end? Inside the body, there's a white blob, but they're also very thick tube feet or
Well, they're not
feet
too, yeah.
sticking down from
These are
that
feet.
portion of the animal.
Parapodia, I believe, is what they're called here.
But okay, well,
yeah, I think they're
don't
called
know anything
parapodia. You
about-
mean the little?
Well, I mean the thicker white
the
ones.
appendages.
Look at the thicker white
Yeah.
ones, just below the
Videos
white
there.
interior
Okay.
blob.
You are.
I'm
come
gonna
on
have
to
to
get
look them
lasers
up and
again,
see what
since
they
it's
are,
really
but I
large.
believe parapodia.
Anybody know?
That's a big one. Okay, I think we're good.
Coming away.
You'll have to,
Okay,
there
reading
was a little
all stuff
sediment,
in the
but there's
chat
no
log.
current here. So.
Allison Miller, who's joining us from the University of Guam and a echinoderm expert, says maybe we'll see some holothuroid symbionts on it. Just kidding. She said just kidding.
Okay.
That was because it was so big.
It was huge.
Is that a marine biology
and
joke?
Yes, it's a marine biology joke, because sometimes we see polychaetes, the polynoids, on holothurians. So and so it's kind of like this is a big polychaete.
So I've been watching the tracking, and as we cross each contour roughly, it does match the depth pretty well. So.
You're on. Yeah. I'm still concerned about the time. We've got 3 hours to do 200 meters.
Now we have
Oh, look,
less.
there are trails right there, Shirley, on the right side of the screen.
Yeah, we
you can
do.
see them sinuous
You
trails
know, we're leaving
along
an
the
hour early
seafloor.
for the midwater, right?
That's
Yeah.
the midwater, the
Wow.
50 minutes, not
Yeah.
the look around.
Okay.
Okay,
that
now I
makes sense.
understand. Yes,
Oh, yes, it's 5 10-minute ones. Yep.
50 minutes. Yes.
Mystery
So we-
solved.
Yes, thank you for reminding me that.
We're going to get a check on navigation to see how long
Go ahead, watch lead.
or how far we've gone.
I would have said, based on what I've seen, if we didn't do the mid-water, we have to leave at 3:30. If we take off the 50 minutes, then we come to 2:40. So I've got 2 hours approximately. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's
just wanted to check with
perfect.
Nav. We actually have about 2 hours left in the benthic part. Okay, that's good. That's longer than I thought we had.
That is great.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing quite a lot of these real pale-colored rocks with pale-colored interiors. I'm just wondering if this is
Okay,
just
when did that
float
last
that
ship
has
move
settled
start now?
out here rather than something that formed
It stopped at
at this
29.
location.
Or when did you start it?
I started it at 21.
Okay, so it's 8 minutes. I bet we'd be ready for another. Do you think Sirius has stopped, co-pilot?
No, I just lifted up 5 meters.
Okay.
I'll need a minute to see.
Have we introduced our front row again? Because we did have a bit of a change during lunch.
We did have, oh yeah, I guess Jeff stepped, well, let's see.
We have Richard.
Richard is still there, and it looks like Sean, I think Sean was there before. We can do an intro.
We can do an intro of our new pilot.
Our our ROV crew and our videographers are from our partner, the Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration. Carl, would you like to introduce yourself and reintroduce the rest of your front row?
Yes.
And part of the back row?
I am Carl McCletchy, the ROV pilot at the moment. To my left is
Richard Stoner.
as nav, and to my right as co-pilot.
Sean Kennison.
And then we have
Tara Smithy in the video chair.
and in clipping in the back.
I'm Annie White, and Roland Bryan just about to take over for me.
Oh, he is? Okay. And I'm Shirley Pomponi. Patty and I have our 4th of July headbands on, even though it's not
yeah,
4th of
Patty,
July
we
out
probably
here
get a little
anymore.
bit of
It's 4th of
traffic
July
roll. So-
back in Hawaii and the U.S. mainland.
We should let you know, however, that our
Okay.
navigator at the moment is one of our forebearers. Richard is from England, so we've been giving him a hard time yesterday and today. So just let the U.S. folks know we are holding up our end
I survived.
as we talk
He
about
survived.
protect.
He said yesterday he was keeping a low profile. All right, what are we seeing here? Looks like something's sedimenting down.
Yeah,
Bridge.
this
This is
looks
now-
like a little bit of a slump of sediment on the seafloor,
Bridge, could
so
I have another move,
material
please?
falling
Same
down
again,
the slope.
40 meters.
Slope looks
bearing
rather
95
steep here.
degrees.
In the
and speed
sonar
of
image on
0.2
the
knots.
quad screen, your far right feed, you can see a very bright return right in front of the ROV, which is in the lower right-hand side of the quad screen, but it is the left-hand circle. And that shows us what is right in front of D2, and it looks like quite a steep slope, which is encouraging because at the top of a steep slope, we might see an outcrop of hard rock, Shirley. Yes. Wouldn't that be cool?
With animals.
With animals, of course, with animals. Oh, I'm
Actually,
so excited.
Nav or co-pilot, could you lower the gains on my sonar?
It is very
to
steep.
Get rid of that
And
bright
it is
white.
not just the
I will
coffee
grab 'em.
that I
Thank you.
gulped this morning.
Oops, sorry. Wrong way. How's that?
That's perfect. Thank you. Okay, the ship is moving.
Okay, let me
Sirius
get a
is
closer
moving.
look at this.
We are only 10 meters from our expected top depth, I believe. Depth-wise.
Yeah, depth-wise, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Distance-wise, we have a ways to go.
Distance-wise, yeah. Distance-wise, how far are we?
Not all that far.
Distance-wise, we
Our navigator is measuring.
we are 185
Okay, good.
approximately, based on
How
the
far?
position of the rods. Are fairly difficult to do exactly.
Okay, thank you, Nav. Okay, so navigators told us that we're about 185 meters away from the top of this summit.
Okay, good.
And our dive track, so that's good.
Has
Yeah.
more sediment on it than I would
Than
have
you thought?
expected if it's very young. But we will try to get a sample close to the summit, as close as we can, to complement the one that we picked up at the beginning of the dive. But I am seeing more things that look as if they may be in place, such as the lighter gray material in the bottom of the screen right now. Okay.
Video, let's just do a zoom on this rock here.
Roger that.
Oh, thank you, pilot.
You're welcome.
Holding partial.
Perfect.
This surface looks as if it, in places, does have fairly thick manganese coating, and it is sedimented, but it does look more like an outcrop of what is beneath the sediment. Doesn't look like a loose boulder on the surface.
Okay, we can go wide.
Full way.
Co-pilot, how you feeling on that? Haven't quite started yet.
No, not yet.
All right.
I've been stationary for, yeah.
Oh, what is that
I think it's only
swimming
been
down there at
4
about
or 5 minutes
4
too,
o'clock,
so-
Carl?
Oh, get that.
Now in center screen, yeah.
Snap zoom there. Not set down, but
Oh,
Pollocky?
oh, looks like it
Back
might
up.
be.
There he is.
Oh, it's landed.
Well, that's interesting.
It has.
Oh, pilot, can we zoom on that?
yes. All right, if you come wide video, I'll set down.
Roger.
Fantastic.
I don't think he'll go very far.
Okay.
Pilots, we're halfway through the move, 10 meters, 20 meters through the move.
Thank you, Nav.
Oh, look at the beautiful, graceful swimming of this. It's a polychaete.
Okay, video, we can go in.
Okay, holding partial. I'll
Tilting
come
up.
in and
Beautiful
center it up.
segmented worm.
Going in.
Co-pilot, will you
Polychaete?
take my camera?
Polychaete.
I would
Yep.
love to.
Thank
Have
you.
your camera
Tilt up to
tilting
him.
up.
Excellent.
Stop.
There he
Right,
goes.
zooming.
And this
said
is
he
a
wouldn't
fairly
move
large
much,
one
but
as
he's
well.
Tilting
Yeah.
up.
He's making you eat your words.
I know.
Wow. You can see the segments on this animal's body as well as watch the legs move.
Does he remind you of a certain butterfly?
Often if you're descending in a submersible and you see these guys in
Tilting
the
up,
water,
sorry.
each
Oh,
of
tilting
the
down.
legs gives
It's
an
evading.
iridescence that is
Tilting up.
multicolored and quite
Stopped.
beautiful as they move through the water.
Up.
So this is related to
Stopped.
that very large
Yeah.
polychaete that
Oh,
we
it looks
saw
like the
just a
same
little
one,
while
and-
ago. Well, no, this is
Stopped.
way smaller.
Well,
I
with
think,
the
right?
lasers on it, no, it was
This
pretty big.
was this pretty big? Okay.
Maybe 5, half up.
Okay.
Oh,
half
that's
the
great
size.
video.
Up. Stopped.
Yeah, this guy's almost 4 inches long, 10 centimeters.
Interesting way to
Okay.
swim.
Up.
And there's something else in the background moving in the water.
Okay, go ahead and let him swim out of the frame. Hold the
Okay.
camera.
Copy that.
Nice.
All right, pilot, I will put your camera back down.
Ooh,
Oh, he made
Big
distance.
rock
Yeah.
outcrop
Wow.
in place,
I'll put your
lady.
camera down a little bit.
Yahoo! Okay,
Thank you.
we have rocks in
And-
place. on the
No
seafloor.
more coffee for
All right,
you.
I'll
That
stop.
is it. Your
Get
coffee
your camera
privileges have been
back.
revoked.
I am
and
so
during that, it
excited
looks
to
like
see
I
these
just started
rocks
to
in
Oh
move.
wow, it really
place.
is
So
pretty
about
cool.
7
It
minutes
is,
ago.
and they are
They
quite
are.
When did that ship move start?
angular.
Yep, yep,
And
yep, yep.
Okay.
there
so
are
just give
also
about 7
small
minutes.
pieces that
That's not
I am
bad at all.
seeing in
I'm gonna
places
come up a
that look
little.
as if they are derived from these larger boulders. But let me write this down quick.
I'm already fairly far ahead, so I won't go too far. Try to stay closer to you.
Wow. Wow. Oh, this is great. Great country for rocks.
Okay, pilots, ship is coming to a stop.
Copy that now.
Ooh. I just heard our navigator.
Us. We thought this was going to be a mud volcano. This is a real volcano.
This is for sure.
We didn't,
Hey.
we didn't think this was going to be a mud volcano.
I didn't think it was
I
a
didn't-
mud volcano.
I
I thought it was
certainly
going to be
did.
a young volcanic
She
feature. Yeah. This is no mud volcano, although the mud volcanoes are wonderful in their own right. But ship has come to a stop, says our navigator. So I am wondering, folks on shore, we are about 100 and maybe 80 meters from the top in terms of horizontal distance, but the depth is about, what?
Right, 56.14.
50 meters, maybe
your
from the
target
top.
yeah, it was 55.90 was your target depth. So yeah, it's
Oh.
about
So-
100.
On the
100.
top of this one?
No, the top of the end of our dive track.
Yeah, the end.
We noticed
The end
a
of our dive track
discrepancy
was
of
about
about
56.
10 meters last night on the map.
Yeah, so yeah,
Have you
So you're
collected a
close.
bio yet?
we have not collected a
don't-
bio
yeah.
yet.
Okay. Yeah, I just wondering if we should try for something near her here. That's where this is the first material that is obviously in situ outcrop, and there are pieces of loose material below it that look like they are derived from this outcrop. They're so close to the big samples, and they have sort of a lighter gray surface. It looks like it's the interior of the lighter gray material that's broken off just above and slightly to the left of the two.
Okay, so keeping in mind
Yeah,
that we
but
have
we
about
just stopped.
15 minutes, right? We have about 15 minutes to make that decision, go in and collect. What
Yeah.
does the group think
Right.
about this?
So Deb, I don't see Bob Stern on the line, but Deb is the
So co-pilot, I think even if you
That was the
Geo-
geology.
lead
She's
for
a
the first
geologist.
leg.
fairly flat, so you
and
might get a little bit ahead of me. but-
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
we're
thinking one
yeah,
of these
in a dangerous
angular
spot,
pieces
'cause
that
you
look
know we're
like they
gonna
broke
stop
off the
and
boulder
Yeah.
up
before you do that.
above, and then possibly at the top, since this is kind of an igneous dive, that we might potentially ask
They want
our
a
science
biosample?
coordinator if it's permitted to take yet a third sample. Usually we just
Well, we
take
can.
two.
Well, why don't we just wait and see what happens with the, because there may not be,
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
we might
I've-
not do two
yeah.
biology samples anyway. We'll just wait and see.
Okay, watch lead to pilot.
Yes.
So, Patty, this is Deb.
So we are thinking about picking
ahead,
up a
Deb.
sample. Go ahead, Deb.
I absolutely agree with you. I think we should grab one here.
Great.
And
Okay.
I do think that because of the nature of this dive,
Okay.
if we see something super interesting later on,
All
we
right,
can,
co-pilot.
you know,
if you
push a
wanna,
little bit for us.
It looks like you're nicely
Okay,
up.
we
Yep,
have
and
Chris
Kelly,
Chris Kelly's
who's the
agreed.
coordinator for the capstone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Drawings
so
on,
pilot
agrees.
20
this
meter
is
delta.
watch lead Patty,
Yes.
rock person, and above the, or actually below to the left of the
Yeah.
lasers. What do you
That's
think?
a good looking one.
Yep.
I think there's a pretty good chance it's loose.
Actually, I like the one at the very top of the screen. That's kind of angular.
You mean
know?
that big one?
Yeah, but I won't ask the pilot for that because he probably could
It
lift
won't,
it with
it
the
won't
ROV.
fit.
It looks
Yeah.
like your first one was quite big already too.
It was
big. I agree.
Yeah, it was big. It wasn't the one that she really wanted, which was even
Oh
bigger.
no! Oh no! I
All right.
didn't want the whole
So
boulder.
our
I
hydraulic
wanted to
yes.
be able to be
Spun
brought
out.
back, surely.
And then, we're going for port, obviously,
I
this
don't
time,
want
right?
it to be an anchor.
The big guys in the
Yes.
starboard.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
as we finish a collection, what I hope we'll be able to do is maybe zoom out a little bit
Okay,
and just
arm coming up.
get an image of where it was derived from, because it looks like it just fell off the boulder that's right above this. So watch lead pilot. You'll be putting it
Yes.
in the port rock box, presumably?
Yes,
with the
port box.
Okay. So our pilot
Okay, I
will
wanna
have to
slide that
open
in.
the lid
Yes,
on
port.
the left-hand
Wing
side
is
sample
coming inboard.
box. So the rock can go in there.
So just curious,
Very good.
is this small enough to fit into a bio bin? The only reason I'm asking you this is that if you get up to the top and you see a rock that's bigger than what will
Oh,
fit
that's
into
a
a
thought.
bio bin,
I think it would be small enough to fit into a biobin. Do you want to?
no, it's,
Yeah.
that's,
Did I hear biobin?
well, we were thinking,
Yeah, watch lead pilot.
Yes.
yeah, make it
Okay,
short.
yeah, pilot, maybe biobin just because if we get a bigger rock up top.
Okay.
Thank you.
Port wing
So
coming
yeah,
out.
you can put that back out. So which one on the screen are you thinking? This one below the lasers?
I'm thinking below the lasers, the one you're just above with the
I can do that.
manipulator.
You think it'll fit?
I do.
I think that'll
Yeah,
fit.
you think
the
that'll
box.
fit in a bio box, Carl?
Yeah, I
All right.
think so.
Okay.
Let's do port outer for that one.
Port outer.
Yeah.
So retract pin. Close drawer.
Try nudging it first.
Port by extend pin.
This image
All right.
shows, I think,
I don't
where
know how far we'll be able to open
the
the drawer
rock
here.
came from.
Yeah, I'll take off to do that.
Okay.
So, folks at home and scientists, if you
good
look
in
at
there.
the
best laid
middle
plans.
feed of the right-hand feed of the 3 on the bottom, you can see on the lower right an image of a huge boulder that has sort of fallen apart. And the color of the rock we're going for, sort of lighter gray, medium gray, but still lighter than the surface of the boulder. Looks like it may have fallen out of that broken and incaved surface of the
Oh,
boulder.
look at that. That has like...
Is that one okay?
That one looks great.
The
yeah,
one under
pilot.
the lasers is actually part of the ground. So.
Okay. No, that one looks, yeah, if it's part of the ground. This one's much better.
Yeah, we want you to come back up. We want D2 back on the surface.
Okay.
All right, that looks nice.
Yeah, it does.
It even looks like it might have something.
Yeah, and that
On
sediment
it.
is very fine.
Okay. You want to tilt up my camera? We'll get some views of it.
Absolutely. Tilting up. Do you want lasers on it all or just centered?
No, that's okay. We got the job. Okay, video. I know the lighting's
We
not
always
great,
like to get a closer look at what we just
yeah,
picked up.
It may be that there'd be some animals on it,
I know, I'm looking
commensal
at that.
critters on our rocks, so we always take a
You
look.
even say the lighting's pretty bad. I'll move it a little farther away, maybe.
There's a lot of fine sediment
that?
adhering to the base of this rock, so it makes a little cloud.
Bob Carney called it biofuzz. I like that term.
Yep,
Let
biofuzz.
me know when you're
Biofuzz.
ready. I'll spin it.
Go ahead and rotate.
Rotating it to see what's on the other side, and on the other side we have
Keep going.
adhering sediment, which will probably get knocked off when it's dropped in the
going.
box.
Okay. One more time.
Back to the beginning.
And you're good to go.
All right. Okay. I'll have to take off and go into autos for a second.
Yeah, we have a delta of 24 right now, so I don't
Okay.
think there's...
I'll come up and forward a bit.
Do you want a serious view back to maneuver, or
No,
are you
that's
happy
okay.
as is?
I'm good.
Wow, look at those cracks.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what is that
Oh,
over there
nice
on the
and
left
sharp.
tube?
Oh,
that
there
a
is something
sponge
over there,
tube? Yeah, I don't
and
know.
an animal swimming near
Oh,
it.
it looks like it might be the polychaete. A polychaete swimming near that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
But that
Yeah, it looked
tube,
clear
it
if
might
you
be
wanna
a
draw out there.
sponge.
it could be.
All right,
be.
So we can go
opening
take a
drawer.
look when we're
We
Board
could.
is
finished
coming
with the
out.
sample.
We could.
So the pilots are moving the sample platform forward of the vehicle,
All right.
and the white boxes that you see in the lower left-hand side of the screens are the bio boxes. And when the sled is slid back underneath the vehicle, they close fully. So a lid basically
lid.
is placed on them so that in case there is a biological sample that might float,
A floater.
that they won't escape and be lost.
Now, will you bump up my altitude? Oh, actually,
Do you want?
I'll do it. So if I hit this up, my set point goes up.
Okay.
There we go.
So you want to settle back down when we're done to look at that?
I would like to just, yeah, if
animal
he's, I
and
don't know if
just-
he's going to be able
Look
to
how
because,
huge this boulder
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, we can go back down.
yeah,
there when I'm
there's
done.
a kind of a tubular
Oh, thank you, pilot. Perfect.
organism
welcome.
over to the left
Drop
of where you,
pilot.
Thank you.
over to, sorry,
Closing
I'm shooting out
drawer.
the intercom to you. There's a tubular animal over to the left of where we just made the, where you just made the rock collection.
Traction pin.
And I just wanted to take a closer look at that, please.
Okay.
All right, port, outboard.
Yep.
Box.
Okay, hydraulics off on arm.
All right. Disabling valve packs. Ramping down, and you're good. I will give you your camera back. And I'm gonna put Sirius back on.
Excellent.
So you're directly beneath me, but if you, I don't think I'm moving much more.
Yeah.
So if you want to take a quick look at something.
Okay, watch lead, we're back with you. You wanted a better shot of that area and then a tube, I believe?
Yes, that's correct, Carl. Thank you.
That's a little lower down. Yeah,
Yeah, there
we
you go. I can see the tube now. And
Right.
Patty, you wanted a larger shot of the
Well, we
general
sort of
area.
we got that. We saw that as the manipulator lifted the sample, we could see where the rock came from on this broken
Okay, so
surface
we're
of the
good.
boulder. I think we're okay.
Yeah, we're
So
good.
it's
We're-
this round
Yes.
hollow object up there?
Yep, that's
Okay.
it. Thank you, Carl.
Oh, that thing's pretty big, huh?
Yeah, I'm
That's
thinking
three-
it's just a
3
dead
inches, you
sponge.
think?
I'm thinking it might just be a dead sponge, but I'm not sure.
Okay. It doesn't have any tentacles sticking out
I don't know. Now let me look at this.
of it. Okay.
Okay, video.
That's cool.
Free to
Thinking,
zoom.
now I'm starting to think urchin. No, dead sponge.
Always
Dead
helpful.
sponge.
Helpful to get a close look. Yeah.
Dead sponge. Yep.
Wow.
Okay, interesting. So at one time,
All right.
now it's not. It hasn't been dead for a real
Do you have
long
any more
time.
zoom
Not
video?
so much need
That's
for video. Huh?
good. Well, I know it's kind of. It'll be interesting to get an idea because again,
Of what
Chris.
it might have been.
Chris could probably identify
here.
what this
Yeah,
is
you
just
wanna-
looking at the skeleton.
Okay. So, Chris, are you online? You want to give us your thought?
I am online, and no, Chris cannot identify this from looking at the skeleton. I don't know what this is.
Wow.
It's dead, and it's not worth collecting because you've lost all the microspheres in it. But yeah, I have no clue.
Okay. Whenever you're clear, video.
I bet Henry would know. He might have a clue anyway.
I
More of a
definitely
clue
have to
than
go
we
ahead
would, huh,
now.
Chris?
Henry would no doubt know.
That's one of the great things about the high-definition video you're seeing is that Shirley is telling me that sometimes just the image alone will permit someone who's an expert looking at whatever it is to be able to identify it down to the species
Well,
level.
not for sponges. I will say not for sponges,
Okay.
but for sponges, maybe if you've had a lot of experience with certain groups, you might be able to get it down to family and even genus, but really you need to take a look at the microscopic skeletal elements in the sponges, in the a lot of the octocorals that we've seen. So we can make some fairly educated guesses about what it is that we're seeing, and Chris has been pretty good at, I'm very good at getting them down to family and even genus because of his experience working in Northwest Hawaiian Islands. Many of these things that we're seeing here, not only sponges, but, well, just about everything, quite frankly, that we're seeing biologically, Things like that have not been
Snap zoom on
reported
this,
from this area. So we're seeing some. Oh, look at this beautiful shrimp with a very, very long antennae.
Is there interest in
And a
getting a better
pale
look?
body.
There we go.
Well, I guess we're getting a better
Very
look.
pretty.
Goodness,
Beautiful.
look how long those antennae are.
Lasers are
And
off.
no leaches.
No leeches. Yes, we're seeing some with leeches.
A lot
Yeah.
of the leeches are so interesting looking. They look like they're maybe 30 centimeters long, little white.
30 millimeters.
Millimeters, right? 30 centimeters.
That is a long
3
leech.
cc's, right?
Okay.
Like little hairs sticking off the end of the antennae.
So some of these shrimp are modified more for swimming, and you can see beautiful swimming. Those legs are called swimming legs or pleopods. And then the legs in the front are modified more for walking legs. So sometimes some of the shrimp that we've seen over the last couple weeks, we've seen their walking legs really modified. So very long, and really the tips modified for kind of walking along the bottom. This one, you can see these beautiful swimming legs just gracefully paddling along. Patty and I are going to spare you a modern dance interpretation of what that looks like.
We are?
Okay, we can go
Come
wide
on.
video.
We've already done modern dance interpretations of
Oh,
Okeanos. Oh, wow. Check
That
it
was
out.
faster than I think.
You scared it,
Off
Carl.
he goes.
Carl's our pilot, doing a great job. He always tells us, prepare to be amazed, and we always are.
That's Sean who says prepare to be
No,
amazed.
Sean didn't say that, Carl. You said it. Sean hardly says anything.
Well, Sean will be taking over in 20 minutes or so.
Oh,
so you
boy.
guys should be prepared to be
that's a
amazed.
different
We
rock.
will be.
Is that a rock on the left?
I don't
looks
know.
So
It looks like
flat.
looks like the
could be
spade of a shovel.
garbage.
It looks
Yeah.
like the spade of a shovel.
a
We,
quick
we
zoom
do
there?
see garbage
We
on
do.
the seafloor, folks. Often we get questions about this sort of thing. I'm not sure what that is. Looks like a rock, fortunately. And surely there's something on it. A little tiny, what is that?
What? Oh my gosh!
What is that, Shirley?
I don't know if it's an
Oh,
isopod.
pilot, could we take a zoom on
really?
that little?
Yes, if you go wide.
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
have it all
What do you
set up.
think,
Do you want lasers
Tina,
on?
Sure.
Tara?
Thank you.
Help.
Isopod? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Gosh,
think
or
I'm
a
lasing
carnivorous
anymore.
sponge.
No. I
So
think,
you're
now I
good.
don't see it.
Oh, it's there. It's still
Can you
there.
see it?
Yep, I do. I haven't taken my eyes off it.
Okay, good.
So I can see where it is. It's on the lower part of
Okay,
the
video.
flat
There's
surface.
something white on the lower part.
It amazes me how often when we do a zoom, we'll see some animal we hadn't seen before. Yeah, look at that. So cute.
Yay!
That's an isopod.
It is. Jeff Drazen's on from
Oh,
the
hi,
University of
Jeff.
Hawaii. It is one of those beautiful, beautiful isopods.
Long-legged
A
isopods.
long-legged isopod.
Cute.
Munopsidae is the family name of it, from Diba Aman. Scott France from University of Louisiana,
Okay,
at
coming a bit
Lafayette.
wider to get the antennae.
One of our regular participants on these dives. Scott was also a biology science lead on a few Okeanos Explorer dives. So all I can say about this isopod is that it has very long legs that have been adapted for kind of moving along the bottom
I'm still
on these rocks.
working my way to get ahead of you, co-pilot.
Yeah, I don't think I'm moving anymore though.
No.
So if you want,
We are having
we can
fun,
put another
folks.
ribbon.
This has been so
It's
exciting,
up to you.
this
Yeah.
entire
Get a bit
expedition.
more ahead.
Yeah,
I'm
copy.
learning so many things about biology that I had never even suspected.
Me too.
Yeah. And that's saying something.
Oh,
I'll
that's
do a
nice.
snap zoom in the center video.
Oh, another teeny tiny
What
little
is
white
little
speck.
isn't it a little anemone?
Little
Yeah,
anemones,
looks
yeah.
like
Little
Oh
anemone.
my, these are tiny.
Yeah.
Next.
Good eye,
Huh.
pilot.
Pretty far away, but that was just to see what they were. Any interest in a further zoom?
Probably
No, I think we're
not.
good. Thank
Okay.
you.
Clear.
Yeah, if you wanted those, you'd have to pick up the rock, I'm afraid, Shirley. That would be just awful.
Since we just picked up a rock close by, we probably want to select a rock that's a little bit higher up the
Yeah, and with something
higher up this
perhaps
volcano.
more unique. Wow.
We're seeing some just amazing.
The geology
Yeah,
is
the
fascinating, I
geology
must
is
admit.
fascinating.
It really is.
All right, so is this what you
So-
expected? Is this what you
Yes,
hoped to
this
see?
is what I hoped. This was what I expected. As Derek told us in the beginning, this really is a feature and not an accidental ping on the seafloor. So what we are seeing now, this material outcropping in the seafloor is different from what we saw a little bit lower. It's much rougher surface. I don't see anything yet that looks like pillow basalt or tubular
That's very steep.
shaped
Yeah.
features that form when lava
Yeah, that
erupts
doesn't really agree with that
underwater
part.
and quickly cools on
No,
its
not at all.
surface, turns to glass,
Yeah,
and then
something's wrong with
encases
that.
the rest of the flow as it comes out on the surface and makes a thing that looks like toothpaste tube on the seafloor. Instead, this all looks very rough surfaced, almost like pyroclastic debris.
Deb is saying this rock looks like it's in place, partially buried by sediment.
I agree entirely with her now.
Look at that white stuff.
Okay, pilot, watch lead. This is a watch
Go
lead.
ahead.
I wonder if we could take a look, quick zoom perhaps on the white material
Yes, I'll
on
head
that
over that way.
clump of stuff. The slope, as we can see closer up to the summit of this thing, is much steeper. And this is a somewhat protruding from the seafloor ridge with very rubbly surface and white speckles.
Since it's so steep, maybe we should call in a 20-meter move now.
Yeah, so it shows on my sonar 25 out, so
Okay.
in case of an emergency, 20
Deb,
should still put us in front.
what do you think? I'm
So, yeah,
thinking
nav. I'm looking
pyroclastic
at,
debris,
due east
which
now,
would be
90.
very surprising
20
at
meters at 90.
20 meters.
over
good.
5,500 meters depth.
0.2 I think is fine. Right, Todd?
Yeah.
See a problem with that?
Copy
Get you
that.
over here.
You know, Patty, I'm really not sure.
look
I
at this
tend
and
to
then
agree
I'll
with
be
you.
able
It
to go
doesn't
ahead
seem
a
to
little
have
bit
any
more.
structure that we can really see.
Okay, video. Can zoom
But
in.
Wow, look at this.
I'm kind of waiting for
So am I.
So, all right, so what is this that we're seeing here?
It looks very rubbly rock surface.
It does. Looks like a rock
This is
pile.
nav.
Either it's talus, which is quite possible, that has just fallen from probably a very
Average. Could have another
small
move, please.
region on
This
the
time a
on
little
the
bit
slope,
shorter, so we'll have
or
range
it is
20 meters.
pyroclastic
bearing
material.
090.
What does that mean for people listening at
That
home?
means broken up
0.2 knots.
lava.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that mean for people listening at
That
home?
means broken up
0.2 knots.
lava.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
And
Thank you, Rich.
the white color we're seeing in this is really suggestive of what we call pumice, which is a frothier looking lava that emanates from an eruptive site that has a tremendous amount of
All
gas
right. Go what?
in the magma. If that is what is happening at this seamount, it would be extremely unusual to find gaseous magma erupting on the seafloor at over 5,500 meters because there's so much pressure on the seafloor at these depths, which could suggest that this erupted at a shallower position on the
And it's
seafloor
subducting?
longer ago and has been down dropped to over 5,000 meters by the bending of the plate as it nears the trench.
Okay.
Or it's something else, which we don't know about yet. And neither Deb nor I, Deb was the geo lead for the first leg of this expedition, and she's holding back on a description herself. But this is the predominant morphology of the material we're looking at. This is rubble. It could just be talus falling
Snap
down
zoom
from the
video.
slope. And we have a blob.
A blob.
We have a blob that looks not spongy.
Oh, no, it's not
Does
spongy.
this tunicate-ish?
It could be, I suppose.
Would you like a closer look?
I think so, pilot, but I'm a geo. How about our bio?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can take a look at that.
She says,
Yeah, yeah,
too
we
late,
should
too
definitely.
late. Or maybe not.
Nope. So we're going to do quick
We're
zooms.
gonna do a quick
to
zoom.
Yeah,
side.
we're going to do a.
Maybe a
Yeah.
tunicate? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking. We're thinking tunicate. It's a blob.
I don't see the same
No,
opening.
structure. No, I know.
Okay, video. You can go in.
And this sediment
Back.
is that
Tina, Asako, Tara, what do you think? Ooh.
wow, there is
Lex.
that looks like a tunicate. And there's
Tunicate,
less.
yep.
There's less.
Tunicate. Tara says tunicate. Tina says tunicate. Chris says tunicate. They all said tunicate. Wonderful. Thank you, pilot.
You're welcome.
The sediment on that zoom is less fluffy here than it was down lower, or less of it.
Okay, clear.
Looks more as if it's composed of little fragments of
Thank you.
rock. And there isn't much sediment on this, which you would expect if this were something that was erupted in the Cretaceous, which is 100 and Cretaceous goes from 140 to about 66 million years ago. The Cretaceous
Long
seamounts
time.
nearby have, some of them have been dated at 120 to 80 million years ago. Okay, well, as we get further up, it will be exciting to see what is there.
So a couple of days ago, when we did the midwater dive, one of the midwater dives in deep water, we saw a larvation,
what time was that ship
which is
put out?
a pelagic tunicate.
0109. So
And
4 minutes ago.
Amanda
Copy.
Netburn, our midwater specialist who was leading that portion of the dives, explained that these larvations make these houses. So they're kind of like big globs, spheres, make these houses, I guess kind of out of mucus. And they use that mucus house to trap very fine particles, kind of like bacterial sized particles. And then they have, if you see, in fact, stay tuned for the midwater dive because I bet you for sure we're going to see them today. So these larvations have like tadpole tails. They have tails that look just like tadpoles, and they swish those tails around to set up a water current, and they use that to kind of filter the bacteria through these houses that they construct. Eventually, the houses get clogged with bigger particles, and they can't filter out their fine particles, and then the house collapses, and then in a matter of hours, they'll build a new one. So here's my question, that prelude. Here's my question for those of you who may know more about
Okay, pilots. Looks
these
like we stopped.
tunicates than I do, the benthic ones that we've been seeing.
Copy that now.
The one we saw initially did not have
probably, I
sediment
would
all
say-
over it. This one that we just saw
We're
does.
gonna sonar,
So is it using that
Yeah, just looking
that
at your camera.
body wall
A bit
to filter out
Second
particles
class
as
start
well?
moving up.
Does anyone know?
Yeah, I'm already coming up.
All right.
Looks like there's something up above, straight
Yeah.
ahead.
They're
Oh,
thinking.
wow. Oh. Oh my goodness, this looks fascinating.
It does.
Shirley, there's
It does.
so much white staining on these rocks. I would like to see that closer up.
Okay.
Pilot,
All right.
watch lead. I wonder if we could take a look at some of the white staining.
Of course. I'll get up close there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you, pilot. You know, this looks like some of the hydrothermal staining we saw on some
Oh,
of the more
really?
active
Oh.
volcanic features that we have dived on during this expedition. Oh, my goodness gracious.
What do you think, Patty?
I think I'm
Do something.
excited. That's what I think, Shirley. Oh, boy, this rock is obviously in place. When you see huge
Okay,
boulders
video.
like this sticking out into into space or into the water, it looks like they are from in place. Oh, man. I am speechless. Yes, Deb, what do you think about this white staining we are zoomed in on with a little polychaete over on the very left-hand side of the screen? I'm going to write this down.
So I'm just catching up to the white staining. It's just coming into focus now.
Okay.
Oh man, I don't know what this is. I mean, this is it's really interesting.
Okay.
Oh, there's a polychaete.
Yep.
Okay.
Tina caught that.
Watch lead pilot.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you could look just a little to the left on the
All right.
thicker white material. See if we
Heading
can
over there.
see distinct boundaries. Oh yeah, like in the bottom there.
Okay, I'll tilt
It
down.
does look as if some of this white material is caught between fragments of rock where you might expect fluid to flow in a pile of rubble. Wow. Okay.
Yes,
Pilot,
let's
if you, since you're right there, if you want to just move over and look at the polychaete for the biology too.
Of course.
So we can do 2 for 1 here on our Zoom.
Is that max zoom video?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that looks like max zoom.
It's a tiny little
And there
Isn't
it
that
moves.
nice?
show off for us.
Perhaps we woke it up with our bright lights.
Oh, that's beautiful. So, another polychaete.
And a good view of this staining, which looks more, now that we're close up, it looks more like a precipitate than just a staining, because you can see it squirting through the around the edges of the rocks. Thank you, pilot. That was beautiful.
You're welcome. All set with this staining?
I agree.
Yes,
Patty.
pilot,
That one
thank you.
looks like it's in the interstices in the rock.
Right. So when we see something like what Deb just described, that staining like this looks like more of something that precipitated or that hardened out of fluid flowing between cracks or within cracks in rocks in a deposit. And generally that's associated with volcanic activity, although it can be seen in other types of environments as well. There's so much of it here, though. Oh man, this is exciting.
Does your sonar look pretty clear when you start clearing up?
Do you see
when
any
come up?
critters up here,
Yeah.
Shirley?
it
I don't.
looks
Okay,
pretty
are you
good.
sure? Those white spots on the top of that boulder in the middle,
We
the little
can
guys?
look.
How's our progress nav? How close is
I think we're
the
moving,
ROV
though.
to dive
Yeah.
end?
Wow.
In
look
general,
how
we're
long
seeing
it is.
more
50
fauna
meters to
that's
So we're almost,
mobile, that's
yeah,
moving
40
around.
meters
I think
above
maybe up at
high
around 2
access.
o'clock. It looks like there might be some, about 2 o'clock, yeah,
Still
we're
got
coming
1 hour,
in on
20
it
minutes
now,
to go.
Carl.
Nice.
A lot of the fauna that we've observed, I mean, we've seen
Oh,
some
what is this guy?
tunicates, and we've seen some anemones that are
We have
attached.
seen some
we've
sponges while you
seen-
were eating lunch.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we saw that beautiful lavender one, or you saw
Right.
it. I saw it in instant replay.
Oh, I think
What do we got here?
I think I know. I think it's my favorite buddy.
We'll see. Let's
We
take a
will
look at it.
see.
Okay, video, free to zoom.
Yes. This is a holothurian. What a pretty critter.
Wow.
Is this real small? I think
Um,
we had the lasers on, but we're zoomed so close. Hard to tell.
Lasers are on.
They are on, yeah.
Yeah.
We can get
Get
them
them
on
when we
the
come
zoom
in.
out.
It
I
has
wonder if,
very
oh
long
wow, you can see it's
antennae.
feeding tentacles in the
Yeah,
front and
at
the
the
longer,
top,
yeah, the
yeah.
longer,
Yeah,
and you
hold
can
this
see
for
all of
a
that
while.
sediment in
In
its
its body.
gut.
Very translucent. This looks like a chipmunk. It's got those stripes down the side.
chipmunk
Tuck the bit all
holothurian.
go in on its
All
head.
right.
On his head?
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
I love these guys. I really do. Look at its little mouth on the left. Oh, yes. Oh, look at the delicacy of the feeding tentacles on the top here.
Where
With
our
all of
experts
the-
on shore are trying to decide if they can get it down to something
Well,
lower than
our
holothurian.
geological expert says very pretty, big stumpy legs.
Diva's taking a guess. She's saying Scotoplanus. Scotoplanus. Looks like Allison Miller might be on the chat. Not sure she's on the phone or not. Oh, that's beautiful imagery of those feeding tentacles. Actually, I'm not sure that that's correct. Are they feeding tentacles? Deb goes,
Yeah,
big stubby
pretty
legs.
sure.
Yeah, big stubby legs. Beautiful.
Oh, wow. Pretty
So
video.
again, mobile fauna moving around, scavenging along, trying to get anything that might be
but I don't
nutritional
think
that's on the
I'm
outside
moving
of this,
anymore.
coated on these sediment particles.
Wait till it's on just a bit.
Closest thing on center
And we
is
are
25 meters
only
away.
33
Okay.
meters from the top
Can do,
of this feature.
let's do another 40.
This is
Depth wise.
Yep, depth-wise.
Yeah.
Same bearing, 190.
Looks
Yeah,
good to me.
that looks good to me.
Okay, gents.
Roger.
Right. Happy with that, Watchley?
Yep. Okay, that looks like it.
We're
Yes, right.
delighted.
That might be about 10 centimeters long.
It could very well be. Yep.
Two, yeah.
Yeah, about 10.
Thanks.
Bridge, this is Nav.
All right. While I'm here, let's get this little stalk right there.
Great.
Another move, please, Bridge. Could I have 40 meters at a bearing of 090 and
that's-
a speed of 0.2 knots, please?
Very
look at
curious.
this.
Thank you
What
very
is
much.
Looks like it's
Oh
lit
my
up.
gosh.
Is it floating?
I think it's
Is it
stuck to
connected
the.
at the bottom? I can't tell.
Is that... No,
Oh,
it's
no,
in
I
the
guess
water.
it's
moving.
floating. Yeah.
It is in the water.
So I'm
And
just
what
losing my
is it?
skid there.
Okay, that's
I
Can you
was-
take my camera? Copilot?
Absolutely. Tilting up. Stopped.
Good.
Oh, is it a fish?
Is it a baby? Yeah, it's a little baby fish.
That, now you can oh my gosh.
What is it?
Well, I was going to
That's
take...
What? It looks like it has a couple of fins
fin
on
it
the
sure
back.
does on the side as well.
It's a fry? A fish fry.
A fish-
Tiny, tiny baby fish.
Tina thinks fish.
Yeah? And Diva says,
Are
what
we-
the heck is that?
Are we able to get anything? Can you get a closer? Oh, sorry. Are you able to get a closer zoom on its head,
This is
Pilot?
cool.
I'm max zoom now. Once we're happy
Yeah.
with this shot, I can try to get closer. It's very,
Okay.
very small.
It is.
It is
Yeah,
small.
it's in
tiny.
between rocks,
There
so we'll
are
try.
fins
It's
Yeah.
on
like
it.
there are at least
Four. You
well,
can see
6. There are
four.
2 pairs
Yeah,
on the
and-
side, and then
two
the tail.
pairs
bends.
on the tail end.
Yeah,
Oh, here we go.
yeah.
Okay, once we're happy
Yeah.
with this, I can get up. I
Alien
can't
beings.
get much
See if we
closer,
can,
but
see
You
what
know,
we can do.
We are constantly surprised on these dives
Yeah,
by
you're-
seeing new things.
oh wait, that's right. You have.
Oh, sorry. Do you want it back?
Yeah. No,
You have it.
I'm sorry for moving yours.
So Scott says Ketognath, and to tell you the truth, Scott, when I first looked at it, that's what I thought too.
What is that?
It's not a fish.
Okay. How can you have a fish larva?
How can I have a fish larva? They have to
Fish
start.
have fish larvae?
Of course they do.
Well, they start as
Oh.
eggs, I know.
Light
Well,
But they
there
go
you
to
go.
the larval stage?
I can
But the
come
egg is the
back
larva.
and then
No,
down.
the egg is
Okay.
the egg.
That's what I thought. And I thought,
Oh,
okay,
Les is
come out of-
thinking tunicate larva. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that
okay,
makes
so
more sense.
so Chris is saying,
Oh,
okay,
there's
come
the
on,
light.
guys, we at least like to get it to phylum.
This could perhaps try bringing the swing arms lower, or the the side swing arms.
Yeah.
I'll try this.
Yeah, Copilot wanted to bring the
K2X here.
starboard
That's a
swing
Keegan
arm
map.
down some more.
Say that again.
Nice.
Oh, he's drifting
It's
out.
an
into the
arrow
light,
worm,
actually.
and
Alright,
Keegan
that's
map.
full
You
zoom.
okay, so Ketognath, arrow worm.
Oh, that was less. Thank you, Les.
Is it Les or was that Scott? Not
I'm
sure.
sorry.
Did that help at all?
Ken. Hi, Ken.
Did.
Ken
Then you moved
Sulak.
a
Hi,
little
Ken
bit
Sulak.
further.
That's great.
All right,
Nice
thank you.
to
And
hear from you.
And if anyone would know if it was a fish or not a fish.
No, that's an adult. That's just what they like. They're very
Light
carnivorous.
was better back there.
Pretty neat.
In the
They,
back?
they will feed
Or I
on
meant
fish
when I
larvae,
was a
actually.
few feet further
He's
away.
floating towards us.
So Ken, if anyone would know whether it's a fish or not,
Well,
it
we
would
got
be
a big
Ken.
island.
It would be Ken.
I don't think
And
the
Ken, I
light's
was
good
kind of
now.
going back to my
Yeah.
days back
Floating
at the
towards us.
University of
There we go.
Miami when
There we
I
go.
took a
Nice.
plankton course from Mike Reeve, and one of the things we learned about was arrow worms.
Side and
Yeah.
if you see the head close up, it should have bristles all over it.
Okay. Very interesting.
Well, that's-
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Very
Thanks, Ken.
iridescent.
Cool. Should we let him go?
Weird, yeah.
Yes, that's good.
All right. Let's see.
Okay, pilots, we're
So
about
put
halfway
your-
through the move.
Copy that. Actually, put your swing arm all the way up for that. I think
Okay.
the craft was blocking it from the side.
Yeah.
It's back out though,
Looks good. Thank you.
and it looks like I'm maybe just starting to move. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll get ahead for that 40-meter move.
Lots of white
Yeah.
here.
There's
Oh,
something
man.
ahead.
Oh, lots of white.
Big rocks or
Yeah.
something.
Big rock.
Ah, fine grain material coming into view. Oh, wow. Oh, gee, like ash. Or sediment.
Wow.
No, it's got rocks in it. Oh, boy. Pilot, watch lead.
Yes.
Oh, sir. May we take a pretty close look at the sequences that are exposed here.
Okay.
So maybe from bottom to top, kind of a,
Sure. Do you want
transect.
to go in partial here, video?
Higher depth.
Maybe stop at the lasers.
Thank you.
Come out a touch. There we go.
Oh,
Okay.
great. Well, that's very helpful. So fine-grained with a layer of larger fragments.
Do you want me to go
Embedded in
continuous
fine
slowly
grain.
video or stop every
Oh.
step?
Let's do continuous.
Okay.
Above that, a layer with fine ground up little pebbles, also seaming in layers, so it looks like there may be graded bedding in this. Oh, I am loving this.
All right.
Oh, that's really good.
A couple of potential sponges up there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, pilot. That's
You're welcome.
perfect.
You can come wide.
Ooh, wait, I just saw something.
I know.
I
knew
did.
you were gonna say
I
that.
saw that. Wait, can you go back? Sorry, can you go back in again?
Is it
Sorry.
today's white objects that were right
Yes.
on the ridge?
Pilot,
Yeah.
on the very
Well-
top, on one of those pebbles, there was a little circular white object that
we'll go
Shirley
up there.
really wants to look at.
It looks like this is the
Yeah,
top.
let's do it.
This is the top,
Super.
and yeah, this looks like very fine volcanic clastic, again, broken
Do you wanna
up
drop a target
magmatic
there now and note the
lava
depth?
fragments.
Yes, that's
Cool.
what.
So
20,
this
30
looks
meters
as
on
if this
5.5.
volcano did have
5573.
explosive
It's fine.
eruptions
It's nice
that
and sandy.
produced what we call graded bedding, a series
These little
of
guys go
deposits
now.
with larger
I see
fragments
the
on the
two white
bottom,
ones there.
grading upward into
small.
finer materials that
There are
suggest pulses of eruptions.
Circular sponges on the right.
So
and on that
whenever
rock
this
on the left,
happened,
I'm not sure.
It was at an environment that permitted
There are two
somewhat
tiny white
explosive
ones.
eruption,
Yeah, I'll
right.
get those first.
which would be surprising for 5,573
Slightly larger.
meters below the sea surface. So we need a rock from up here, Shirley. We need a rock from up here. But we're going to look around a little.
Do you need a rock from right here?
No.
Pilot, thank you. But we'll look around a little
Okay.
first since we're up
All
at the
right.
top.
You wanna go
But
in
thank
But we
you.
want to just get a closer look. We did want to get a closer look at the biology.
We're on it.
Yep.
Oh, those little round things. What are they, Shirley, on that rock?
They look like carnivorous sponges.
Do they?
They sure do.
With little, you can see little spicules sticking out of the
I'm gonna
top.
rotate around.
Oh man, I'm seeing
Okay,
vesicles
pilots,
or
check stopped.
gas bubble holes in the surface of
Thank
the
you,
small
Nav.
rock on the on the lower left.
Okay.
Very
go in a little
angular
tighter.
rocks. This is amazing.
I'll spin.
Oh, look at that. Now you can see those
Okay.
Okay,
Those,
just a bit more zoom.
branches coming out from that central disc, that sphere. These are on stalks, and these are carnivorous sponges. It looks like the one at the top may have some prey item that has gotten stuck on those very fine filaments coming out from the central body. Beautiful.
And look, look how thin the manganese coating is.
Yeah. Are you,
Like
are
a
you
million
able
years
to get
worth.
anything? Is it possible to get any closer than that, do you think?
You'd have to maneuver the ROV.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can,
those sure look like
think we can get it.
carnivorous sponges, right?
Yeah.
get
They are.
slightly closer.
Okay.
Maybe I'll that. Should we collect it? What do we think? Folks back home, collect with the rock?
Sure, if you want some carnivorous sponges from
I don't know.
5,500.
Chris, what do you think?
You have 3 of them. This is a biosample, right?
Well, I'm
Yes.
bitter. I didn't get my purple sponge.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Rise above and be noble.
I know. You
Yeah,
should have.
No problem. Yeah, we should. If you can collect, that'd be great.
Let's just take a look at that. Let's get a closer
You're
look,
falling-
make sure
never
it's
mind,
not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
pilot,
little,
they're debating collecting that
okay.
thing.
You're on like a, yeah.
It's a little,
Just in case you
Snow to
hadn't
put your
heard,
butt.
it's a little loose here. I'm gonna